Hi guys! In our previous video we took a ferry from Tallinn, the capital of Estonia. It took about 2.5 hours and we successfully made it to Helsinki, the capital of Finland. These islands are part of Helsinki already, so we are here. Since check-in to our Airbnb wasn't until later, we decided to walk there and turn the journey into a bit of sightseeing. In this video, we'll show you what we stumbled upon along the way. We can kinda see how it would look. It's a very modern building. It looks very new.
So we immediately had to go in, and now we are looking at all the trees, shrubs and flowers and checking which ones we don't have yet.
Once we finally reach the place, there'll be a little tour of our Airbnb, of course. That's our apartment here in Helsinki in Finland. And later on, we'll hop on another ferry, yes, again, to visit a mysterious sea fortress or a small step back in time.
And there's water on the sides, you have to keep on the boardwalk.
Okay. The ferry terminal was pretty close to the city center, so we didn't even have time to get lost before bumping into some interesting sights. This is the Uspensky Cathedral. It's an Orthodox church, and according to the internet, it's the biggest Orthodox church in Northern and Western Europe. Well, we can argue if this is really Western Europe. When we look at the map, we are in the northeastern part of Europe. But okay, maybe politically from the past. Not anymore, because all of the countries are in the European Union now, and we are one block, I would say. And it has this brick look, red bricks and green roofs and golden tops, so it looks interesting. As you can see, we weren't very lucky regarding the weather on this day. It was overcast and dark, so the sights didn't look very vibrant, but oh well.
This is the presidential palace behind me. It seems quite small, so I don't know if the president of Finland has enough space for his stuff, but I guess Finns don't need much.
And you were saying that this is just one of 3 residences, official ones?
Yeah, so maybe this is just the summer residence or cottage for him.
Oh, okay.
That would make sense.
We are now at the Senate Square, and here we can see the Helsinki Cathedral. As you can see, they are renovating, so we can kinda see how it would look. And it's a evangelical Lutheran church. It was built between 1832 and 1850 as a tribute to the Grand Duke of Finland, Emperor Nicholas I of Russia. It looks quite majestic. This is the main building that appears when you Google Helsinki on the internet. This is always there on the pictures.
So take it in.
So yes, we need to take it all in, even though half of it is under fabrics and everything. But yeah, we are here. This is it. We can now see the Senate Square from up here better, and the steps are very steep, so when you are here, be prepared, train your muscles. And it looks very nice here. Helsinki might not feel like other European capitals, and there is a reason for that. It's a much younger city. It was founded in 1550 by the Swedish King Gustav I, but it stayed small and fairly unimportant for a long time. Things only really changed in the early 1800s when Sweden lost Finland to Russia. That's when Helsinki was made the new capital of the Grand Duchy of Finland, and the city was redesigned almost from scratch in a neoclassical style. So instead of a medieval old town with winding alleys, you get wide streets and bigger open squares. The city is kinda minimal, shaped by a newer history.
We are at the Helsinki train station. This time, unlike in Tallinn, we are planning to use the trains. Not today, but we should use it twice, hopefully, if everything works out. So we'll see.
We'll see.
We wanted to check it out first so we know where it is, so we know where to go, because we'll be probably running in the last minute as always. So now we feel better.
Yes, and it's always also an attraction for us. The train station is one of the main sites in a city.
We are attracted to trains.
We are in Helsinki Central Library and it's for free. You can enter for free and there is a very nice viewing platform. Here you can see people, also other ones, enjoying this. And it's a very modern building. It looks very new and you can relax here, you can read books of course, and yeah, it looks amazing.
We were near a botanical garden, so we immediately had to go in, and now we are looking at all the trees, shrubs and flowers and checking which ones we don't have yet. So I'm making a note on my phone what I still need to buy.
Yes, our garden still needs a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there are still some empty spaces left.
Yes.
And now something for Peter.
Yay, there is a weather station. But nowadays everything is automatic, so all the measure sensors are sensors and not these big machines that you can look at. So there is not much to see here actually.
I asked Peter to come here because I saw the big greenhouse and I wanted to check it out from closer. I really like greenhouses, I don't know why.
We will check it out, if it's allowed to go inside.
Yeah, hopefully yes. It's an old one, from 1889.
So we need to check it out.
That was the botanic garden, so we are leaving.
Where are the glass houses?
It's right behind you.
It's here, but
it costs 12 euros, so they can shove it.
It's too much because it's more or less the same in every botanical garden, so we've been already.
We've already seen plants, so
yes. We are walking here in these old parts of the city. There are these wooden houses and they look so pretty, traditional. And there is a park here with decorative garlics which are blooming here. But the main thing, guys, is this a golden stone. So I feel great now. Sitting on a golden stone is the goal of life. So, ta-da! We are now by the Finnish Meteorological Institute, which is amazing. For those who don't know, I am a meteorologist in the Czech Republic. So this is very cool to see. And actually, we are visiting my former colleague from work. She now lives in Finland. So that's why we are here. And she showed us this, and that's so cool.
And she also showed us more of these beautiful neighborhoods with pretty houses. At the end of May there was still spring in Helsinki, so the gardens looked very fresh green, there were flowers, the birds were chirping, and it was such a nice walk.
Welcome to our apartment here in Helsinki. You enter here through 2 doors. So that's very interesting. We haven't seen something like that before.
Very innovative.
That's totally new. And there is 1 door here, but there is a lock. So there is a treasure or something inside. We don't know. And
but we've got to know. Break in.
No, we won't show you guys, sorry. Let's enter the main area here. Ta-da! It's quite big. And here we have the bedroom. You sleep here. And it's quite tidy still. This is how it was when we arrived just half an hour ago. I wanted to show you before we make a mess. So, bedroom here. This is the living room. You sit here on the sofa and yeah. And here we have an interesting chair. You can also sit here or here. And there are books, so you can read a lot.
Peter was already reading.
Yes, there is this, look, Western Europe and Eastern Europe, but these books are from like 1998, so very, very outdated. And of course, the Czech Republic is here in Eastern Europe, even though we are Central Europe, guys. So this is old-fashioned, like this Western and Eastern Europe. I mean, of course, there is Eastern and Western Europe, but it's better to divide it geographically. So also Northern Europe, Southern Europe, Southeastern, Southwestern, and the Balkans and Baltic states and everything. There are many geographical areas here. Here we have a dining room. So you sit here and you eat. And Tommy is already laughing. We had our tea here. Where is the mug? I need to show you. So we put it here and
with hot tea.
The tea was steeping, and after 15 or 20 minutes we were like, okay, let's drink this. And it was glued to the table. So this surface is not made for hot tea, but there is no warning or anything, so we didn't know. Then we had to use force, like a lot, like, and then it was released from the table surface. Okay, fun stories. Here we are in the kitchen, which is very silver, shiny, and that's also new. It looks like in a restaurant or something. So it's a fully equipped kitchen. Here we have a microwave and a stove and an oven, and here a trash can and a dishwasher and all the cutlery and stuff. So everything is here, plates, glasses and so on. So that's the kitchen.
But the best part is here.
What is the best part? Oh yeah, we can see Lidl. So we can buy food there in the supermarket. So this is the main room and there is just one more room and that's the bathroom. So here is a toilet and there is also a washing machine. You open it like this and you put your clothes here. Ta-da!
So that's how washing machines work.
Yes. Here is a sink and you turn on the water like this, like the tap. It was the same in Tallinn, in Estonia. Here you can set the temperature and here you do this. Okay. And the shower.
The walk-in shower, literally.
Yes, here you have this and bye, and now I can shower here. So it's not separated from the rest of the bathroom by anything and the water just flows here on the floor, but there is this thingy where
drain?
It flows. A drain, yes. So it's kinda quite old-fashioned. The flat reminds us of these old flats that are in the Czech Republic sometimes. But it looks very nice here, I am not complaining or anything, it's very nice. The building is just old, but that happens. There are new buildings and there are old buildings. So yeah, and that's our apartment here in Helsinki in Finland. We just boarded a ferry to the Suomenlinna sea fortress. The ferry is part of the public transportation, so our 3-day ticket is valid for this ferry as well. And the ride should be 15 minutes, so in a short time we should be there.
We are leaving Helsinki. Bye. But we'll be back in a couple of hours.
Yes, just for a short time.
Even though it feels like some kind of remote island getaway, Suomenlinna is actually still part of Helsinki. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most popular day trips from Helsinki.
You're gonna like this.
The sea fortress is built across a group of islands and the area is quite big, so one can explore quite a lot there. We were looking forward to the crumbling stone walls, old cannons, tunnels and sea views in every direction.
What do we have here?
No idea, it's dark.
Let's explore. We love dark corridors. Yes, wow, this is so scary. Shine a bit on you, so we can see you.
It's the end.
Oh, okay, so just a short adventure here in the tunnels of the
Maybe
sea.
this way? You could squeeze in, right?
No,
I see the end.
no. So these tunnels of the sea fortress are only for very tiny people. And the adventure continues here, this way. This tunnel seems bigger.
Oh, it's connected. This must have been quite impractical to live in.
Maybe this was for prisoners.
I don't know how Roomba could have been here and cleaned the floor with all the obstacles.
Not Roomba friendly.
Yeah.
No, I think they were just hiding treasures here.
So where is it? There's water in here.
We are in a sea fortress.
That
It's
must be why.
seeping in.
Nice view.
So pretty. I thought I could tell you a little bit of history about Finland. Of course, I apologize to all the Finns. This will be very simplified and short version. Hopefully at least a little bit accurate. There are geese here. They love it here. There are so many of them all around the fortress.
And they are listening to your history also.
Yes, they are interested. Anyway, in the prehistoric times, there were Finno-Ugric tribes living here, indigenous people. And then in the 12th century, Christianity started to spread here, and this area became a battleground between Sweden and Russia. Ultimately, Sweden won, and Finland became part of Sweden, of the Kingdom of Sweden, for hundreds of years. And the construction of this fortress started in 1748 under the Swedish crown, and they thought the fortress is very strong and very hard to conquer. But actually, during the Finnish War in 1808, Russia besieged the fortress in only 2 months, so it wasn't so hard to conquer after all, and Sweden lost. So Finland became part of Russia for more than 100 years. At first it was kinda nice. They were an autonomous Grand Duchy of Finland, and they had their own laws and everything. But then, in the late 19th century, the Russification started. You know, Russian language was enforced, and it was very strict and not good here. And then, during the World War I, in 1917, Finland declared independence for the first time. Then, of course, during World War II, there were again fights with Soviet Union and everything, and now Finland is part of NATO since 2023. And actually, Swedish is the official language of Finland. So not just Finnish, but also Swedish. And we can see it, for example, in the public transportation, all the names of the bus stops and towns and everything are in both languages. So that's also interesting. We had no idea before. What's interesting is that originally this fortress was called Sveborg or something like that, and that means the fortress of Sweden. And only in 1918 they renamed it to Suomenlinna, and that means the fortress of Finland. But in Swedish it's still called the fortress of Sweden. It got so sunny, it's amazing. In the morning it was so dark and there were so many clouds. It was very dark even when we arrived to this island. And now look at this, so blue, just a few clouds left. But it's still windy, it's quite cold. So good thing we have all our sweaters and jackets and everything.
We have to go this way
Wow.
to get out of here. Wow. This is a long one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's water on the sides, you have to keep on the boardwalk.
Okay. This is so cool.
I see light.
Yay.
Or we can continue. Oh, this one is closed actually.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
We have to continue into the darkness.
Amazing. This is official, guys.
Mind the gap, mind your head or something. Oh,
Yeah,
it's getting smaller and
Lower
smaller.
and lower.
Wow. Now it's getting bigger again.
I'm wondering if there will be a dragon at the end.
And the princess.
Or someone in the sea fortress. I expect something.
We're at the end.
And we made it! Hey! Okay, I love the music, so I wanted the whole track to play. Hopefully you are still here watching. Anyway, we took the ferry back to the city and enjoyed some nice views from the sea as we were arriving at the harbor. In the upcoming videos we will show you more of the pretty places in Helsinki and also outside of the city. But for now, that's it. Give us a like and see you guys next time. Bye!